Hey everyone, welcome back to the Good Talk Josh podcast. I'm going to start off this read differently. I'm going to go straight into the commercials, see if we can't get through them faster. The guest I had on for this episode gave me that suggestion, and there is some validity to it. He wants to hurry up and listen to the guest, that's why he tuned in. On the other hand, you're going to get 2 hours of great conversation and good entertainment with no commercials breaking it up in the middle. So if you compare that to any radio show or TV program, I think you're getting off pretty good. Anyway, first off, have you guys signed up for the Turkey Trot 5K in downtown Arlington this Thanksgiving? If you haven't, get off your butt and do it now. It's 5K, 3 miles. You start off first thing in the morning by putting in a little bit of sweat, and then you can enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving holiday long weekend guilt-free. 5K is literally 3.1 something miles. At the slowest clip, it's not going to take you more than, hour and a half if you're waddling through the course. The course starts off right there at the grocery outlet in Arlington. It's going to go through a little bit of road, a lot of trails. There's going to be pumpkin pie prizes for winners of every age group, in every age bracket. The Arlington Runner Club puts on these fantastic finisher medals. There's always great loud music, warm-up stuff, get you pumped. Invite your family to come out and watch. If not everyone wants to run, if just one of you want to run. That's how I first did this. I went and ran and got to see my family cheer me on when I hit the finish line. And there's nothing better feeling. Even though it's only a 3-mile run, man, you feel great about this. Anyway, start a new tradition this year. Get on it. Go out there, register for this thing. It's Turkey Trot 5k.itsyourrace.com/register. When you do that, I'll get you $5 off. Type in the promo code BLOGIT, BLOGIT, and you're going to get $5 off the registration. It only lasts until the 16th, so make sure you register by then. That will make sure you guarantee to have a t-shirt at the event and a medal for you when you finish. And we'll see you out there. Let's have a good time. Then, let's also talk about the Stilly Diner. This is that diner right down there on Olympic Avenue in downtown Arlington. They have an amazing, huge selection of breakfast and lunch. And now you can actually look at their menus on Facebook. They uploaded all their menus on Facebook since the last time they advertised here, which is awesome. You can jump on their Facebook page and start your order, or start thinking about what you're going to order before you even pop into the building. I know the last time I went in there, it was literally standing room only. I popped in there to get a cinnamon roll to go. We were about ready to leave for vacation, and I had the kids with me, and we had to run a couple errands in downtown. So I popped in there, ordered up their whatever it was, $6 cinnamon roll that will feed a family. We left half of it here when we left for vacation because it was just too much. It's awesome. But when we went in there, it was standing room only, so being able to look at the Facebook menus before I even got in there I was able to quickly walk in there and say, boom, this is what I want. If you're going to go sit in there, which I highly suggest, the atmosphere is awesome. The wait staff is amazing. The food is off the charts. I will stand by it that I think it's one of the best diners in the area. And I travel a vast amount of this Western Washington every day, and I hold it up to one of the best. In fact, I even promoted it to be one of the best of the local news stations' top whatever it was, top fives, King Fives, top five, or I can't remember what it was, but I was trying to get them up there because they are that fantastic. They're open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Their phone number is 360-403-8255. 8486. Pop in there, check out their Facebook page. They're just under the Stilly Diner. I'll put their web address in the show notes here. But go out there and get yourself some fantastic. If you're going to eat out, man, you got to eat out right, and that's the place to do it. Especially if you have time for breakfast. I'm a breakfast geek. Man, throw those eggs bennies in front of me, and I'm a happy camper. And then finally, LathamRealtyUnlimited.com. Latham Realty, they're doing spectacular things out there, and he has set a goal out to buy more and more houses. If you have a property, or if you know someone who has a property that they're not doing anything with, it's kind of getting dilapidated, or it's a rental that is a pain in the butt. You have renters you just can't get rid of, or you're having a hard time renting the place for this reason or that, or you're just looking to, like, you're in a piece of property that you're no longer interested in owning. Jeff's going to buy it. He's going to do one or two things with it. He's going to flip it, or he's going to fix it up and rent it out himself. He's looking to get more and more into that business. Give him a call. He'll respond fast. This phone number I'm about to give you is text friendly. It's phone call friendly. He just wants to get in contact with you. When you do contact him, please let him know you heard about it here on Good Talk Josh, just so he knows his sponsorship here is paying off. But please get a hold of Jeff, 425-345-4920. Let's talk about this podcast. I got Rob on, another one of those acquaintances from a long time ago that I kind of knew, but I honestly don't even think I've ever had a real conversation with him ever. But him and his wife are out there doing some amazing stuff right now. It wasn't as easy as they just dropped everything and traveled the world. There was a lot of preparation. He goes into that, but they haven't had jobs for the last 5 years, like what you and I consider, punching in 9-to-5ers. They visited countries all over the place. They were in Europe, they were in Australia, they were in Asia. He talks about being in Nepal on that great earthquake. This is a really good listen. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm just not going to spoil any more of it. Let's get right into Rob. Here you go.
One of the ones that are some of the worst at dispersing the funds or taking too much percentage for themselves type of shit. That's why there's so. I got involved a little bit with that OSA thing, but then had to immediately step away because it was too much. Because
it's consuming, because you're like, I think I'm doing good, but then you're like, wait a second, here are some, now I'm just like putting out the fire, now I'm like having to call out these people, now I'm having to like police adults in this already stressful time, now I've got to be a fucking...
Well, and that one person will make a shout saying, wait, you have this bin out here donating to Red Cross, and we don't want to support Red Cross because they're doing this, and this. Right. So we're just going to truck this around the long way, collect it here, and you're fighting with people about how to do good.
Right.
And it's like, ugh.
But there is a system to it, and there is a right way to do things, and it does have to happen quickly.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, we all, I think everybody with the Haiti situation, that was like such a big eye opener for people to be like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you can't trust anyone. Like nonprofit organizations, like that was the big thing, is a lot of the people we met in Nepal that ended up helping us out were either had their own nonprofits or worked for these nonprofits or these international organizations. And you find, and they have something like, I don't know, inside the country there's something like 1,300 NGOs, which are these nonprofit, non-government organizations that are, do community things. And it's like, dude, the country is only, 5 million people. That's like a
it's a neighborhood of Los
10,000
Angeles.
Yeah, it's like every 10,000 people needs an NGO. Like a lot of them are just a way for people to be like, hey, America, want to donate some money to some Nepali kids? Oh, cool. Send us some money. And then nobody ever follows up with that. And people are crazy about crowdfunding. They're like, I can feel good about myself by clicking donate $10 right now.
Yeah.
And then they never know what happens to it. But they walk away like,
I did my thing.
Yeah.
And I made a difference today.
And even the people there, I mean, we met a lot of Nepalis they're good people, but they have so little compared to us.
Yeah.
And then they're looking at this like stack of loot, and then you see the transformation happening. You know, you see they're like, man, I can make my life really easy if I just do this one wrong thing.
Yeah.
They're tempted.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard not to, right? If you're sitting in a room full of gold,
yeah,
not to want to stick a coin in your pocket.
Right. No, and it's crazy, and it's just, you don't blame them, but it's, I don't know. That's something I always try to talk about whenever I talk about travel or anything. It's just like you have to be exposed to these different situations. Like that's what the travel is all about. Is like just being exposed and seeing how people act in different scenarios and different cultures and different.
What sparked the travel bug?
My wife always had it. Carrie always had it. Like she studied abroad, and well, I guess the original story is like one of her friend's older sisters in like 8th grade went on a trip to Europe.
Yeah.
And like came back and had all these pictures, and little 7th grade Carrie was like, wow, that's cool. I'm gonna do that. So she like marched in and told her parents like, hey, I'm gonna go on this trip. It's gonna cost $1,500. I would want to go on it in a year. And they're like, okay, well, if you can save up enough money, you can go on this trip. So she like went out, got like her soccer ref license, was a lifeguard and all these sorts of things. And like, 1 year later, when it came time to sign up, she's like, I have $4,000. Can I go to Europe? And so, I mean, clearly she was interested from that. She went on the trip. She studied abroad in Italy in college. And then she did, when we got together, she did a couple trips. She went on like a road trip with one of her friends. And I had still never really traveled internationally. I went like, when I was playing baseball up at Skagit Valley College, I went down to Mexico and we played some baseball in Arizona, and then we went down to Mexico with a youth group sort of thing and did some volunteer work. And that was really the first time I'd ever been to any place that you would consider like third world or, and I had never really traveled. And then eventually I think the first trip we took together was like a trip to Mexico. Like my dad is in he's in the RCI, timeshare kind of things. And like, hey, you got some points. So, he hooks us up with this hotel room at this all-inclusive resort in Cancun, right?
So traveling.
And we go, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool, like beach and all this stuff. But like going to an all-inclusive resort, like it works for some people. And Carrie and I naturally were like, all right, cool. We just sat by the pool for a day and like ate all the buffets and tried all the restaurants. Like, what do we do for the next 6 days?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let's go on this tour to Chichen Itza, and so you go out there and it's still a tour, and you get dropped off at the tourist place to have lunch, and the people come in and they, the locals, and they serve you, and then you get to go to the cenote and you swim in this underground river, and you're still on a tour surrounded with a bunch of tourists, but you're like, well, I've never seen anything like this before. This is so crazy, and like the water's so clear, and it feels perfect, and it's hot outside, and then you go down to Chichen Itza, and you're looking at these ruins, and you're like, how the fuck did they build this? Like, how long did that take them? Like they don't have crane, and you're just like, you're blown away by it, and like that was the time when you can't climb up the main temple.
Gotcha.
But then we could. So we walked all the way up to the top, and you're sitting there looking, and you're like, dude, ancient people, like a civilization, people stood on top of this the same way we are now. And you can see how it's like strategically set up, and how you can see everything over the jungle canopy and all this kind of stuff, and the different parts of the ruins complex that you can see, and how the city's laid out. and you're just like,